Out of your house. It sucks leaving your house, but you guys are doing it. So thank you. I want to do a couple quick exercises here. If this is your first ever protest, please raise your hand in the air. Yeah, let's give these people an extra loud round of applause. Taking the first step is always the hardest thing. You made the first step. Thank you guys for coming out. One more exercise here. I'm getting older. So now I've moved the age bracket for young people. I'm still going to consider myself a young person. So I moved it back just a little bit. Sorry, I'm going to take this one. If you are under 35, please raise your hand in the air. Under 35. Yes, give these people a round of applause. We have the most to lose in this. And the younger you are, the less politically knowledgeable you are. So thank you for everybody that's young coming out. If you have young people in your life, have these conversations. It is incredibly important for us to educate the youth. They're going to inherit this world, so they better shape it now while they still can. Okay, my name's Adam Herman. I use he, him pronouns. I'm one of the leaders here at Soy City Indivisible. We have a few folks here today that are going to speak, but first I want to go over a few housekeeping items.
If you need anything, just ask, please. Our first speaker today is Amy Marsh, who is a Permanency Achievement Specialist at Webster Cantrell Youth Advocacy. Amy will be sharing how federal cuts to social support programs affect children in foster care in Macon County. Please welcome Amy.
I have to lower that a little bit. It gets quite a bit taller than I am. So I've worked in the foster care system here in Macon County since 2021. And I was asked to talk about the budget cuts and the orders that continue to impact our foster care system and the families we serve. The parents we work with often live on low incomes. They face mental health issues, substance use issues, housing crisis, general instability, and they depend on services like child care assistance, Head Start programs, Medicaid, SNAP, TNF, substance use programs, mental health programs, and housing assistance to grow, change, and safely parent their children. This administration is making cuts and changes that limit who can receive these benefits. I can't possibly tell you every cut they've made, but I can tell you that daycare assistance is paying less. It has a smaller number of families they can serve. Head Start programs across the country are facing the fact that they may have to close their doors if they don't find other sustainable funding sources. Medicaid and SNAP benefits are being cut, and tougher requirements are now in place for families to qualify. All of these programs that help fill the gaps in inadequate pay are reducing who they provide assistance to. These changes are happening quickly and are making it more difficult for families to stabilize, leading to DCFS involvement or the inability to get their kids back home after DCFS involvement occurs. Near and dear to my own heart are the teenagers and the young adults that have never got reunited with their families and are aging out of the foster care system. These young people already face a more difficult road than their peers that were never in the foster care system. 47% of foster youth experience homelessness with their birth families compared to 6% of non-foster care youth. 25% of foster care youth aged 17 to 21, when polled, had been homeless at some point in the last 2 years. 30% of foster care youth aging out of the system became homeless in that transition compared to just 4% lifetime in the general population. These youth that face so much trauma growing up are being held to the same rules now as youth that grew up in a stable, loving home. The same standards as youth that had families modeling how to be successful. Previously, foster youth were automatically qualified for Medicaid until 26. They qualified for SNAP until 24. They now face the same work requirements as every adult utilizing the benefits. If they're not working 80 hours a month, they lose SNAP. If they don't report in with their pay stubs monthly, they lose SNAP. We're talking about young adults that disproportionately end up homeless and unemployed, and we're removing their ability to obtain food if they can't stabilize in just 3 months. These same requirements are being put in place to keep Medicaid, making more barriers to be able to keep medical and mental health coverage. As a system, we already set these youth up to fail, and we're now removing or reducing the supports they had when they started to navigate the world completely on their own. We're demanding these youth report in more to keep benefits, and they are often incapable of doing so. They've had caseworkers holding their hands up until the day they aged out. When they turn 21, that's gone. Caseworkers don't have time to parent these youth and teach them all they need to know to succeed. So we already released them into the world without the same skills as their peers. We are band-aids to get them to 21 where they're no longer a problem. As much as we already fail our youth, Trump's executive order fostering the future makes it worse for our LGBTQ youth in care. This order places more responsibility on the faith-based organizations to support foster youth. It allows religious organizations that are homophobic and transphobic to still receive federal funding to foster youth. 11% of youth in the national population are LGBTQ, compared to 30% in the foster care system. These LGBTQ youth are often harassed by their own families, leading to them ending up in foster care, where they still won't feel safe under this executive order. In closing, the administration's created policies that will negatively impact our foster care families' ability to successfully regain custody of their children. It will cost foster care youth aging out of the system their security, and in some cases their lives. It'll cost LGBTQ foster care youth their mental health, their safety, and in some cases their lives. We need so many more families to take these youth in and provide stability and love and safety, especially with the way the economy is going these days and the way that the politics are going. So if any of you have a heart to maybe take in some of these youth, contact any of your local agencies, Webster Cantrell Youth Advocacy, Lutheran Child and Family Services, or the Department of Child and Family Services, to try to give some of these kids a chance that our politics aren't going to give them. I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you.
One more quick note here that I kind of forgot earlier. Everett Civic Center has asked that we stay off of the grass up here, so nobody please get up here on here. And obviously, I would imagine most of you are not going to do that, but don't get up on any of the building over here. Like, stay down on the sidewalk, and obviously, we're here to protest, so we're going to be as close to the sidewalk edge there as we can be. Okay, next speaker is Casey Holt. I want you to welcome her up. Casey is a resident of Decatur and is also running for the Macon County Board to represent District Number 5. Please welcome Casey.
Hi, it is so great to see all of you. Thank you so much for showing up. Like you said, my name is Casey Holt. I think showing up in this day and age is one of the most valuable things that we can do. So thank you. Thank you for coming out today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I am a mom to 4 wonderful boys. They are 8, 6, 3, and 2. So as everyone tells me in the grocery store, I have my hands full. I am also a military spouse, and I'm a healthcare worker. I am a Decatur resident, and I'm a candidate running for Macon County Board in the 5th District. I am also disabled and unapologetically queer. Let me tell you, nothing will ever radicalize you like working in healthcare. I sit with moms every single day. I hold their hand. I listen to them cry because they have zero support. The things that are supposed to be showing up for them, they aren't showing up. And I have to end my appointments walking away and grappling with the fact that no one is coming to save that mom, and no one is coming to save me. So what do I do with that? What do I do with the fact that the American dream used to be a house with a white picket fence? But now it looks a whole lot more like the American dream being community, support, housing for all people, healthcare for all people, human rights for all people. But as I said, nobody's coming to save us. So what do we do with that? We show up like we did today. We push back at every terrible policy that gets put through. I don't care if it's in the Illinois State House where the Republicans have no chance of passing it. Show up anyway. Use your voice anyway. I don't care if it's an anti-trans bill that has no chance of passing. Show up anyways. Use your voice. Use it every single day. When the chances look low or the chances look high, show up anyways. know that we are tired. I'm tired. The news is a relentless cycle of tragedies and horrors. But we have generations of fighters that have shown us how to keep going. One of my favorite quotes is from Dan Savage. It says, "During the darkest days of the AIDS crisis, we buried our friends in the morning. We protested in the afternoon, and we danced all night." The dance kept us in the fight because it was the dance we were fighting for. It doesn't feel like we were going to win, but we did. It doesn't feel like we're going to win now, but we can. Keep fighting. Keep dancing. Do not give up. Show up every time, every single day, in a million small ways. Joy is resistance. We have to fight, we have to protest, we have to do the hard actions. But we also have to remember to hang on to every moment of joy. Not every person's role is going to look the same in this fight, but every person's role has value. Some of us are going to be on the front lines doing the things that look visible. Some of us are going to be up on podiums speaking like I am today, but some of our roles are going to look like my wonderful babysitter Ivy, who's at home with my 4 kids, enabling me to be here today while my partner's out in the military mission. Those roles matter, so don't lose hope. If you're not on the front lines and your role feels less valuable, it is just as valuable. Some of our roles are going to be at home caring for our neighbors and for children. Do not lose hope. Over the last year, we've said so many times that the cruelty is the point of their actions. So every time you reach a point of total and utter frustration and discouragement with things that we are witnessing, remember that joy and community are resistance. We have to keep going and fighting this evil regime and remind them that America has no kings. Fuck Donald Trump. The power's with the people.
All right, next, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome up someone who's done some incredible work here in the community and has organized the first 2 No Kings protests here in Decatur. He did this all by himself. We're so thankful that he has joined us to organize No Kings 3, so together we can continue to grow the resistance coalition here in Macon County. So please extend a warm welcome to Wolfgang.
Hello. Alright, so I was asked to speak today and I didn't prepare anything. The reason I didn't prepare anything is because any good speech has a simple call to action. And the call to action is right in front of us. Instead I did the first 2, I really just organized the internet pages to make sure everyone got together in the same spot, but it's the people, everybody came together. It is what the movement is.
Turn the volume up, please.
Okay. Well, so, really all I have to say is keep coming out and keep insisting on that everyone you know come out. If anyone has anything, like she was saying before, everyone's going to look different. If you play music, or if you knit things, or if you like to play card games, bring a table and play card games. Like, invite everyone you know to keep coming out, because I think it's going to fight everything that we're mad about on the news, on social media, whatever it is people. It's called No Kings for a reason, right? Like, the power should be in the hands of the people, and if we're going to have that happen, we need everyone to show up consistently, and in as many numbers as we can. And like I said, like it was me doing it the first couple times. Now we have people. They're going to be doing as many protests and as many local things as possible. So just remind everyone you can to keep fighting. And this is fighting. Showing up is fighting. Meeting up with people, making as many connections as possible, and keep showing up, even if it is just to be outside. That should be the bare minimum, right? Because we want everyone to be on the same side, working towards the same thing. And just showing up should be the easiest thing to do. And that's all I really have to say is just keep showing up, keep showing out, keep screaming as loud as you can, wherever that is. I say in person more than offline, right? Like, my goal here was to have everybody chanting. We all post, right? Like, we all go online and see anything, right? I don't have to list the stuff that we're mad at. There's sides of all of our list the things we're mad at. But instead of just hitting a button and retweeting, or making a graphic and sharing it to everyone, make a sign. Like I said, bring a guitar and sing a song. Like the old school, you know, like the Vietnam War picture where you see thousands of people just outside in the streets. The streets belong to the people.
You're here, you mean
Step one is showing out. Step 2, 3, 4, organizing all the stuff that's coming next. That's all I have to say. Come out, show up.
I heard you say it was okay to take your pictures.
Okay, every time I come up here, that is going to be a bigger step. All right, now I'm going to say a few words here, and we will shortly be getting to protesting. So thank you all for bearing with us. We're all here today for the same reason, but we all have our own story. I want to share with you just a small piece of my own story and the reason I'm here today. I felt personally like I barely made it through Trump 1.0. Seeing so many things that I cared about, especially around environmental rights and regulations that were being reversed and ripped up, that was absolutely heartbreaking, and it was a lot to just process. Fast forward to Trump 2.0, and after about the first 2 weeks, I was scared to death, to be honest. The speed in which the minorities in this country were being targeted chilled me to the bone. This all happened extremely quick. We've seen this kind of thing in history before. I stand here with a lot of privilege today, and I am extremely aware of that. My skin's white, a little pasty white, to be honest. My family immigrated to this country generations ago. But I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and that means that I don't perfectly fit into the fascist mold of the perfect American. Honestly, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that I was desperately searching for paths out of this country those first month, 2 months of this administration because of how scary it was. And to be honest, sometimes I still have fleeting feelings of running from this mess and making my life simpler. But the resolve of all of the people that are standing up around this country gives me hope. Now, don't tell anybody this, but I would much rather be at home gardening than fighting to save democracy and our freedoms. But I understand the importance of this moment, and I know that I have to do everything I can to say that I was on the right side of history when history comes to judge us. Over the last 14 months, we've seen this fascist regime brutally rip people indiscriminately from their families, murder people in the streets of our cities. Who knows the horrors that are happening behind closed doors? They are packing people into concentration camps in absolutely inhumane conditions. They continue to enrich the billionaires and bring all the wealth up to the top 1%. They are covering up for rich pedophiles in this country. They have alienated every single one of our traditional allies in breaking the bonds that we have worked on for decades. They are corruptly lining the pockets of Trump, his family, and his close allies. This is the most corrupt thing I've ever seen, and I see nobody talking about the corruption that is happening every single day. DC's federal buildings look like they're in freaking North Korea. They have pictures of Dear Leader on the side of the damn buildings. They've committed an unknown amount of war crimes. And they started an illegal war with absolutely no plan. I swear, we put more work into organizing this protest in Decatur, Illinois, than they put in knowing what the hell they're going to do overseas. Things are bleak, my friends, but there is hope. Today will go down in history as the largest protest in American history. It will bump No Kings 1 and No Kings 2 from those posts. Today, there are more than 3,250 protests around this country and extending overseas. There are people in other countries that are standing with us when we are not standing for them. That is absolutely incredible. Today, there will be more than 12 million people on the streets. We are not alone. We are the majority, and it is time that we act like we are the majority. Momentum continues to build around the nation here, around this cause. And Trump is flailing, and his mental capacity continues to deteriorate right before our eyes. For better or for worse. Quite honestly, I don't know the answer to that question.
I'm better.
But I am incredibly proud of each and every one of you being out here today. Over the past 5 months, we've organized a respectable amount of people here in Macon County who are willing to stand up and make their voices heard. And it literally grows every single day. You may not realize the impact that each of you have just by being here. But every time you take a stand in a protest, you are normalizing the resistance movement in your trusted circles. And that cycle continues to build on itself as somebody else feels the permission to come out on the street and publicly reject what's being done in our name. And they have an impact on their circles. It just continues to grow, so please keep it up. We must continue to stay united at every chance we can. Soy City Indivisible is going to start a monthly protest so everybody can stay involved and we can keep up this momentum. The first one will be taking place in just a couple weeks. The information is on the song sheet that you have on the back side. Please do sign up if you're able to come out. We want everybody to come out as many times as they want. Now, we're going to close out this portion of it. And we want to end this in standing in solidarity and singing together. So I am going to welcome up Rory Roberts. She's going to go over a brief history of the song. And at the conclusion of it, let's go ahead and move forward with our protest. Again, follow all the rules, but let's make our voices heard that this regime is un-American. Their chaos, cruelty, and corruption cannot stand. Thank you all so much for being out here.
Hi guys. How are you? Welcome. This is so cool. I am here supposed to speak today, but our dear Stephanie is not able to make it. As Bill said earlier, so I'm going to read a few notes that she has before we get ready to sing together. Her notes here ask, how many of you remember, probably most all of you, young or a little bit older, your music class in school, in elementary school?
Oh, yeah.
We, in the late 60s, we sang a lot of patriotic songs, including that of the great Decatur, This Land Is Your Land. But we only sang the first 4 verses. Today, and I hope you have your song sheets there, unless you have it memorized, we are going to sing all 7 verses because Woody Guthrie understood that protest is patriotic. And Stephanie also had this note enterprised to me as well. I am not up here because I have a lovely singing voice. I'm here to lead everyone in solidarity because we all have a voice and now is the time to use it. And the lovely Italy is going to join me. And we have Neil on the guitar. So show us a little grace and a little positivity. Everybody unite and have a blast singing this song.
I hope you appreciate these are the only 3 chords I know. So.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to New York Island. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw a burning endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of the diamond deserts, and all around
me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can make me turn back. This land was made